Gao lay unconscious in a wrecked car at the bottom of a cliff. From a distance, Zhang, a native village girl, stared curiously at the twisted metal below. Moments later, Gao stirred awake, groaning as he crawled out of the wreck. Dazed and injured, he stumbled across the rocky terrain, trying to regain his balance. Before he could make it far, Zhang approached silently and struck him on the head with a stone, knocking him out cold. The story then rewound to 8 hours before the accident. Gao, a skilled gem hunter, was seen with Shauna, his dealer, and Ken, his technician. The trio stood on a quiet sidewalk discussing business when Gao noticed 2 suspicious men sitting in a car down the street, watching him closely. Recognizing them as hired thugs, Gao quickly bid Shauna and Ken goodnight and entered his car. As he expected, the men started their engine and began tailing him. Sensing danger, Gao accelerated, leading to a high-speed chase through winding roads. The pursuit ended disastrously when his car veered off a cliff and crashed into the valley below. Back in the present, Gao regained consciousness and found himself in a primitive yet strangely organized village. He soon realized that this was no ordinary settlement. Here, women were the dominant gender. They hunted, guarded the village, and led the community, while men took care of domestic chores and children. Fathers were the homemakers and cooks. Mothers were the protectors and soldiers. Gao was stunned to learn that Zhang was actually the queen of this secluded tribe, which had no access to technology or scientific knowledge. At first, he refused to believe it, assuming the villagers were eccentric cosplayers living out some elaborate fantasy. His disbelief and insults infuriated Zhang, who punished him by locking him inside a wooden cage. Over time, Gao realized that the people were genuine, and that he truly was cut off from the modern world. Determined to return to the city, he begged Zhang to release him. Though skeptical, she eventually showed him mercy and escorted him back to the crash site. While rummaging through the wreckage, Gao found a metal bat and jokingly swung it around, accidentally hitting Zhang on the head. As she fell unconscious, Gao panicked, grabbed his backpack, and fled into the forest. Minutes later, the car's leaking fuel ignited, surrounding Zhang in flames. Hearing the villagers' screams from the woods, Gao was overcome with guilt. He rushed back, doused himself with water, and dashed into the fire to rescue her. Carrying Zhang out of the flames, he barely escaped before the car exploded, throwing them both into a nearby river. The villagers rejoiced as they saw their queen alive. Later, in the village, Gao played music on his recovered phone. The unfamiliar sound startled Zhang, who thought it was dangerous and tried to smash it. Gao reassured her and shared his earphones with her. Together, they listened to the soft melody until she fell asleep. While she rested, Gao searched her hut for anything that could help him escape and discovered a brilliant sapphire gemstone. The next morning, Zhang explained that the sapphire was a cherished heirloom from her late mother. Greedy for its value, Gao offered to trade it for modern trinkets, instant noodles, a novel, even his phone, but she refused, saying it was her most treasured possession. Gao pretended to accept this, but secretly decided to steal it. That evening, Zhang invited Gao to a field to watch the stars, a phrase that, unbeknownst to him, held a different meaning in her culture. As they lay under the night sky, Zhang suddenly leapt on him, attempting to undress him. Shocked and embarrassed, Gao pushed her away, leading to a heated argument. He soon learned that watching the stars in the village meant engaging in intimacy. Panicking, he ran back toward the village with Zhang chasing him. Furious and humiliated, she imprisoned him again. When Gao explained that he hadn't understood the phrase's meaning, and that, in his culture, people confessed their love when it snowed, Zhang finally forgave him but kept him locked up for the night. Meanwhile, back in the city, Shauna and Ken were desperately searching for Gao. They investigated the crash site but found no trace of him. When Ken deployed a drone, its signal was lost to a mysterious magnetic field. Returning home in frustration, they were visited by Lian, a stern businesswoman to whom Gao owed a contract. The deal required him to check in every 15 days, or face a 60 million fine. With 13 days already passed, Lian gave them 48 hours to locate him. Back in the village, Zhang confessed her feelings to Gao and asked him to marry her, while dramatically pouring chicken blood on him, having misheard snow as blood. Disgusted and angry, Gao tried to walk away, only to fall into a trap. She refused to free him unless he accepted her proposal, and he reluctantly agreed. On their way back, Gao noticed one of Qin's drone blades in the bushes and realized his friends were nearby. Determined to escape, he began planning. That night, he learned of a secret cave beyond the forest, a possible exit. Pretending to cooperate, he convinced Zhang to take him to the village's wine reserve, secretly slipping sleeping pills into the barrels. During their wedding celebration, Gao accepted the sapphire as a gift from Zhang and participated in the ceremony. When the feast began, he raised a toast, urging everyone to drink. Moments later, the entire village fell asleep from the drugged wine. Gao seized his chance, packed his bag, and fled through the forest. He found the hidden cave and trekked through the darkness until he emerged at dawn on a mountain ridge overlooking a city road. He smiled in relief. He was free. Back in the city, Lian confronted Shauna and Ken again. When they failed to produce Gao, she forced Shauna to sign over Gao's house under duress. Just then, Gao burst through the door, saving them. Ken quickly swallowed the signed contract, rendering it void. Lian, furious but composed, left, promising she would return. Gao reunited with his friends, who bombarded him with questions. To protect the secret of the village, he lied, claiming he had been lost in the mountains. He showed them the sapphire Zhang gave him and handed it to Shauna for testing. Later, the trio visited Gao's elderly uncle at a nursing home, where Gao entertained residents in a clown costume. Back in the village, the women woke to find Gao gone and the sapphire missing. Devastated, Zhang vowed to find him. Despite warnings from the astrologer, Yunhe, she ventured through the cave and into the city. There, Zhang met Yi Tian, a social media influencer searching for a co-host. Fascinated by her primitive mannerisms, he offered to sign her to his company. When she handed him Gao's business card, he traced it to the nursing home. At her request, he drove her there. Gao saw Zhang from afar and hid behind a bush. But when he sneezed, Zhang turned and spotted him, dressed as a clown. Not recognizing him, she simply stared as he ran off. Confused, Zhang told Yi she had seen a clown. He explained that clowns were just people in costumes, and she suddenly realized the clown was Gao. She begged Yi to take her back, but when they returned, Gao had already left. Heartbroken, Zhang sat outside the nursing home, refusing to move, even as it rained. When Gao heard about her waiting in the rain, guilt overwhelmed him. With Qin's help, he located her and drove to the scene. As soon as Zhang saw him, she rushed toward him, grabbing his shirt. Gao nervously begged her not to hit him, blurting out that it was wrong to fight in the rain. Naive and trusting, Zhang believed him and followed him home. There, she pointed her crossbow at him, demanding the sapphire. Gao distracted her with a slice of cake, which fascinated her so much that she forgot her anger and devoured it happily. She then explored the house, marveling at modern gadgets, even shooting an arrow at the TV, thinking it was a monster. Gao patiently explained everything, watching her slowly adapt to the strange new world. The next day, Shauna visited and was shocked by the chaos Zhang had created. When she demanded to know who Zhang was, the tribal queen grabbed her face in anger. Hearing Shauna's scream, Gao rushed downstairs and freed her, quickly confessing the truth. He explained everything about the village, the matriarchal society, and Zhang's role as queen. Though skeptical at first, Shauna believed him when she saw Zhang's handmade crossbow. Just then, he appeared outside, and Zhang, excited, tried to open the door. Not understanding modern locks, she broke it entirely. Gao angrily dragged Yi out and warned him to stay away. The next day, Gao took Zhang shopping for clothes. As she tried on outfits, Gao spotted Lian approaching the store. Startled, he ducked behind a wall to avoid being seen. Thank you for watching. Turn on notification and also subscribe for more.